Good afternoon, I'm James Kreider. Today we'll be talking about Ford's intelligent vehicle technology. Now, I don't have the ability to display a PowerPoint presentation next to me. I don't have any of those kind of tools at my disposal to do so, but there will be a PowerPoint presentation attached, as well as a video that I would like to show, but I don't have the ability to splice that into this video with any video editing software that is available to me. That being said, the video will also be provided as well as part of the presentation's multimedia tools. So, first off, Ford's intelligent vehicle technology. This is future technology that Ford is developing for vehicle-to-vehicle communication. What this allows the vehicles to do is there are technologies out there currently that have a vehicle-to-vehicle somewhat communication, but it's more radar based, where it sends a signal out, bounces off an object, and receives that signal back. This has been seen countless times with Volvo and other manufacturers, where if you have a vehicle such as these here stopped and a vehicle comes up behind it, if the driver of this vehicle doesn't recognize that this vehicle is stopped, the radar will detect it and stop the vehicle behind without any cause or injury or any input at the driver's level. Now, this is all good and it's great in curbing accidents in the road and on that public roadways. However, it doesn't solve a situation where you have two cars and then there's a car in front. The middle car sitting here shows no indication of stopping, doesn't have a radar system on the vehicle, so it can run right in to the car that's in front. This car here in the very back, car 3, has no indication that car 2 is stopping. So it then rear ends car 2. So thus creating a pileup, three-car pileup, and we see these on highways in foggy conditions, dangerous weather conditions. But what the Ford's intelligent vehicle communication does is it doesn't go off radar. What it goes off of is Wi-Fi. So these two vehicles are actively communicating to each other. And vehicles ahead, even out of line of sight, are communicating with each other as well. So when you have a scenario where you have these two vehicles, or these three vehicles, if you count this as a third vehicle, where this first vehicle is stopped, second vehicle doesn't register or show any signs of stopping, vehicle 3 will actually read that vehicle 1 up ahead has stopped and that it's approaching a dangerous situation because vehicle 2 is not stopping. And it will actively apply the brakes before vehicle 2 ever applies any form of stopping its momentum. And that's what the technology that Ford is trying to create and trying to get into the mainstream of these car manufacturers. And there's a lot of benefits and implications to this that can be used. This scenario is one that you see a lot on highways where there's heavy fog or blizzard conditions. You can't see 2 feet in front of you. The cars ahead of you can't see in front of them. And so when you're relying on a radar-based system, you're relying on line of sight. When you rely on a Wi-Fi based system, it broadens that scope and gives you a more broad blanket of security outside of what the human eye can render or be able to see. Now that's a rear collision scenario. Let's throw another scenario in here, that the Ford's intelligent vehicle technology is able to thwart and move away from it and reduce these accidents is a head-on collision. You have a two-lane road, you have a car in front of you going a little slow, and you're sitting here wanting to overtake that vehicle. However, when you're going around the vehicle, sometimes it's difficult to see if there is another vehicle coming head on, whether it's a hill or again, bad weather conditions or a turn in the road. What the intelligent vehicle communication will do is actually, once you hit that turn signal, it will actively send out a Wi-Fi signal and search for another vehicle in that other lane. It realizes through the lane identifying software in the vehicle that there is a two-lane highway here. This lane is a solid line or a dash line, and will activate the Wi-Fi communication in that scenario. And if there is a vehicle coming on head on and you are unable to see it, or there's a danger of an accident occurring, they'll actually give the driver a vibration of the steering wheel or nudge them back into the lane. Again, helping to reduce accidents on the road and fatalities on the road. Now, one that is most likely to be seen in many scenarios here is a blind intersection. So you have an intersection where you're a four-way stop, or you have a green light, and maybe there's a building sitting here, and you can't really see, or there's a semi-truck obscuring a whole lane of traffic. You might have a vehicle running a red light. You might just not be able to see that another vehicle is right of way. But again, this Wi-Fi connecting software, it's not radar based, so it's able to communicate through Wi-Fi around structures and alert the driver of impeding danger, apply the brakes, allowing the vehicle to go by, avoiding a car accident, avoiding fatalities. Now, the benefits of this communication is profound. Saving lives, helping reduce accidents on the road. It can also be used for more practical purposes other than driver safety. Carbon emissions. It's able to cut down on carbon emissions by cutting down on idle time of the vehicle. Christmas time comes around, you're going to the mall, you're searching for a parking spot. How many times do you go up and down those parking lines? Find that one small spot. What this can do is actually pinpoint where there's a gap in the vehicles. Again, using that vehicle-to-vehicle communication through Wi-Fi, it's able to identify gaps in vehicles, whether it's wide enough for a parking space, identify the location of where the vehicle is at based on the GPS in the vehicles already, and ascertain that parking space is free, freeing up your time as well as freeing up the vehicle's idle time by searching for parking spaces in that low kind of rev scenario. So the implications are not only safety, but also just practical, good for the environment. And it's something that Ford has been pouring a lot of resources into to ensure that they're leading the revolution in vehicle technology. And it's a very exciting time to be in this industry and to see this development, from the safety of vehicle phones, the safety of vehicles, to vehicle collision, and even looking out for our world, our Earth, by helping cut down on those emissions, all through in-vehicle intelligent communication and information technologies being applied to this environment, this scenario, industry rather. Thank you very much.